Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello, hello.
How's
How
it
are you
going,
both?
Zach?
As usual, doing great. How are you? How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. Awesome. It's Friday night for you. How's it
Yes,
going? How's it treating? Thank God it's Friday.
yes. Thank God it's Friday, as it's damn cold as usual.
Yeah, I
Something
can
wrong
see
with my camera.
your camera is
Yeah.
also feeling cold.
Yes, I have to fix it. I have to, yeah, maybe trying to get a new camera.
Awesome. So, what's
Yep.
happening, Zach? What's the updates? What's I know Community Day,
Yep.
the virtual edition and in person is happening in New Zealand.
Yes.
So
So virtual edition, we received a lot of CFPs, and we are going to close down the CFP submissions officially because we have already offload with CFPs, but still we are looking for in-person ones. And so far, doing good. Like the organizing committee is working harder, and day and night. Like it's not easy to organize a committee, right? Like everyone doing their own part of the work, and probably like every each day, like usually we have calls. Whenever you call me, sorry Jones, I'm on a call. It's a community thing. Yeah. And yes, apart from that, I started playing with these MCP servers. Pretty amazing, like Kubernetes, the EKS MCP server, and Prometheus MCP server, like managed Prometheus from Amazon. It's amazing. I was playing around today, and wow, super impressive how it can troubleshoot your issues and giving the solution what to do. Yeah, perfect. How about you?
yeah, MCP servers, yes. I've not tried the EKS one, but when EKS was launched, they also launched something with Lambda functions. So
Yes,
yeah, serverless, and I was trying it out.
containers.
Oh yeah, no, containers as well.
uh,
Just Kubernetes, like
yeah,
yeah, MCP service is really great.
yeah,
But off late, I've also been using a lot of Claude on
nice.
Cube. So yeah, does the job for a lot of things, even with when you're trying something to build, uh, especially when I'm trying to run certain POCs, right? Get the sample applications up so that I don't have to worry about the application side. I can just focus on what I want to do.
Yeah,
Just offload all the mundane things to AI, like AI, do it, be my slave.
it's super amazing because within few minutes before this our call, like I was playing around with again MCP servers. Like I created a EKS cluster with auto mode, and I deployed Argo CD and used Argo CD to deploy Prometheus.
Mhm.
So, which like within few minutes, everything's up and running. I was like, wow, amazing.
Yep, yep. Well, we are not here to talk about MCP servers.
Yes.
Instead, AWS Lambda did have a hackathon last month, and
Yeah.
they concluded it on the 30th of June or the 1st of July, right? And one of the AWS Community Day volunteers who was with us, and for all of you who saw the Community Day website and did see the socials buzzing around on the day of event, you did see a lot of buzz, right? Like every session was being posted, everything. So the man behind all of that thing is with us today, Poobalan, who did try out something with the Lambda Hackathon month, where it was his first serverless project. That's what I heard, and where he was trying to build something for the user groups. So let's bring in Poobalan
Drum roll.
and
Hey,
so hey
hi.
Poobalan,
Hi.
hello. So yeah, you want to introduce yourself, Poobalan?
Yes. So, hi everyone. My name is Poobalan. I work as a software engineer in Zackeriya. also I'm a co-organizer for AWS User Group Madurai, and also I'm an active participant of AWS User Group Bengaluru, and I try to attend as much as events I can in Bengaluru. And thanks,
In fact, you are in Bengaluru, right?
yeah, and thanks for having me for your podcast, and I'm very happy to be part of you and to have some good discussions on serverless with you guys on Friday.
Yeah,
On a
Friday is
Friday.
for
That's the
serverless.
highlight, right? Yeah, on a Friday.
Friday.
Yeah,
It's still
Poobalan. So you,
better
you might
for.
be a friend of Vivek then, right?
Yes.
Vivek? Yeah,
Yes.
nice.
Yep. Yeah, so saying that it's still Friday afternoon for us, but there is a person from the future who is with us, and he's almost living his Friday night on the
Yeah,
podcast, talking about
8:30.
serverless or listening about serverless.
That's nice.
Awesome.
Worth it.
So, Poobalan, before we just get started, what motivated you for building that serverless project? Uh,
So yeah. So being an organizer for a user group, so we do have to like do so much. Like it involves doing some work. Like it say it around organizing and managing an event, even organizing and like even people management and social media management, and there are like different types of management that the user group organizers or the volunteers they have to coordinate, and it takes some amount of time and effort that all these organizers have to put in. So I was just thinking like is there any way that we can bring in some automation, like with the trend of AI going on, like how fast or how much can we automate so that it relieves off some effort or the work which these organizers are doing, and it give us a better experience for our user group members, like to showcase their participation or what they are doing, and like better user tracking and better event management, and so this is like a win-win for both organizers and user group members, and to provide a common platform where all of us can interact with and get more insights on, and the more crisp of it is like have everything in one place so we don't have to scatter it around, like even in social media we say, right, like we used to do it in like three different places like LinkedIn, Twitter, X, like even in Meetup and all. So what if like we do it in one place and rest all is being taken care by this site which does in all other places? And even like say for example we as a communities we run a lot of events and campaigns, and it involves more user participations and different types of participations, and maybe we do have a like form submission things and we do have a tracking now. So what if we make it better, like we can see whatever the user has submitted like so long and how many events that he has attended it, and maybe recognize that user with something like even a small participation from him is like it means to us and we are recognizing it, and if we are through consistent with us and if you are following us and we are involving with us, then maybe you get something out of it, and so that's the main point of having a site and having like recognizing each small individual contributions that the members make, and yeah, that's a crisp of it, and doing it in serverless way. I'm new to serverless and I just wanted to try something different. And this hackathon motivated me to why not push it and just try to have a working prototype in just a month and just see how things goes. And uh, good way I was able to pull it off, like the basic prototype of what I wanted to do. And yeah, that's great.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, you did take the problem statement of all the user group leaders globally and built a
Yes.
solution around something. I love serverless. Yeah. So, Poobalan, let me get your screen up and you can get started with it. So, yes.
Okay, so I'm good to go.
Yes, it's all
Okay.
yours.
Whenever you're
If there's
ready.
any questions or anything such, we will interrupt you. But yeah, the stage is all yours.
Cool, thanks. So, I my hackathon project for the Lambda Hackathon is an user group management site for AWS user groups. So it now I need to make it generic where all the user groups can adopt it and they can use it in such a way that you don't have to do so much tweaks. But now it's like a little bit focused on the events that we run in Madurai. So, but my plan is to make it more generic. So going forward, so what are the challenges that motivated me or that we had in front, so that we need some automations or like some platform to solve for us. One is like the administrative overhead. So where we do have, like as I said before, we do have some manual process involved for event and user management, right from like working with different platforms and managing users, and how how good are we interacting with them, and how we are able to bring in more people and attend our events and all. And second is like the content review, say for event or any of the session that we organize involves some user participation, like they submitting a blog or a video or a reel saying like what they learned from that session, or it's a challenge that they do to complete this like say a hands-on challenge or something. And say for example, if 100 people or 200 people are submitting it, and it's like more of a manual evaluation for the organizers or the volunteers to go through each submissions. And I mean, it should be like we should not leave any of it, and we should review everything like how we do for the same. And so it's bit of a manual process there as well. And the next one is like I thought like we do lack some engagement, like how we like in terms of gamification and rewards. We do give rewards in all the user sessions that user groups organize. Like we do conduct a quiz at the end of the session, and we do give some swags for the participants, like who comes in first three and all. But still, the people who regularly being part of our events and who regularly attends our meetups, and even who regularly does some blogging or video creation and all those things. And we just wanted to collect it everything, and we just want to give them at like a token, like say here it's like the reward points, like for each valid submission or each participation in a session or in an in-person event, like that earns you something, which is like the points. Like it's like we giving them like an it's like an win-win for both. Like even we are recognizing them for their active contribution to the community, also for us as well, like we'll be able to give something to them. And so that's how this reward points and gamification come into picture. Like we need to recognize each contribution that the participants make. And the next one is like the status commissions. Like as I said before, the users, like they do create content in different uh, types and in different platforms actually. And let's say for example, is there any need like where this user has to show like what are the contributions that he had made so far to this community, or in different platforms. Like there are few platforms, but I needed to integrate this as well with our user group perspective. Like so these are like some of the main challenges, or like the things which I saw in before. And I just wanted to do something which at least we can remove some of these things, and maybe bring in some automation, and reduce some of the time that organizers and volunteers spend in doing these stuffs uh, going forward. So the current features, like I mean, what I was able to complete it with this hackathon duration is like the complete authentication. So I used Cognito to integrate the user authentication and all. Next one is event management. I'll be showing all these things in a short period of time. Like I just want to put it here, like what are the problems that we took it and have solved it in this time. So event management, like we have a portal where the organizer can create an event in this site, so which will take care of doing the posting, like creating an event in Meetup, doing a post in LinkedIn, Twitter, and next with the posters. Next one is like I did try out some of these AI thing, like it's now going like anything. So I just wanted to try it out a little bit where I can exactly fit this AI in our application. And as I was saying, like in the content review, like it will take some amount of time of the organizer to just go through each and everything to get a crisp of what the user is trying to do. So there I have just integrated like an AI, like where it will just go through the user submissions, and it will just give a crisp of what this submission is about, and with some few metrics where like the reliability or the originality of this content and all. So all from AI. And next one is like the dashboard where the admins, right, like they can review all the users who are submitting for all types of either it's an hands-on challenge or he's creating some new content and he want to show it to us and he want to register it with us and all those things. The admins, they have a single portal where they can review all of these things and they can manage it seamlessly. The next one is like the point system, so which we have. So the point system is like for each contribution the user make, the valid contribution, they get a points, and for some amount of points they can just redeem it with the store that we have. And like an AWS credit or a certification voucher or a T-shirt, like whatever we have with some points, they can easily redeem it. And everything like goes via an automated email. Also, we have the leaderboard and who is topping it and who is having how many number of valid submissions that they have made and all the submissions that they can see it in their portal and like all those things. And yeah, for front end, it's built with Vue and Nuxt. Like I had some good amount of like not good like some knowledge on Vue.js, which I have just used in to create the web interface. And also talking about the infrastructure as code, I'll just give a small brief like how I started. So I just imagine this as like how we do create a normal microservice, like the controllers which interact with the web and the service handles which the handles the business logic. And next I was just playing it with the console. I was just breaking down my components and I was just creating the Lambda functions individually on the console, like and integrating it with the API gateway, and I was just testing it out. Then I mean it's good for the trial and error purpose, and but if you want to build something like in a production grade, and if you want to do it in the best design patterns, and I mean infrastructure as a code is like one of the best ways to do a deployment, like cloud deployment. And me being using the serverless services, I learned there is a service called serverless application model called AWS SAM, so which it's uses cloud formation in back, but it helps you to deploy your serverless resources to AWS, all with the YAML template.yaml file where we can write all our resources and stuff. So that's how I just landed with SAM.
So, Poobalan, before you go ahead, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Are you a big fan of SAM or Terraform?
What I would say is like I haven't tried Terraform before. Like SAM was my first IAC tool, and I really don't. I mean, I have heard of Terraform, like the multi-cloud support that it has, and the wide number of developer base and the users that Terraform has is like immense. And I have fun personal. I mean, I did try to use it a bit, but I didn't use it as like how I use SAM like in the last month.
My personal opinion about, for serverless applications, SAM is amazing compared to Terraform. Yeah, I vote for SAM when it's come to serverless.
Cool. And
It's Team Sam here.
yes.
But any CDK?
CDK?
Yes.
Or Zach?
Correct. Even CDK, I haven't played much, but I try to do. But CDK, yeah, it has more, even more functionality that it goes away from serverless. Even all other resources in AWS that we can create and manage through CDK, it's like, yeah, whole new level. And I just started getting to try out all these tools, and it's really exciting me, and it's really motivating me to just learn these tools and technology. I mean, at least to explore and see how these tools are like. Oh, nice.
Awesome. Yeah. So, Poobalan, I know you're going to walk us through the architecture, but I think you may have to zoom it a little.
Okay.
It's not completely readable.
It's not completely readable. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me pull it here.
This is good. We have an actual architecture diagram.
Okay, you see it here?
Yeah.
This one?
Yep.
Cool. This one here is an user workflow diagram. Like how users can interact with the application, like what and all. I'll show this first. User flow. Yeah, you're able to see this, right?
Yeah, Better, yes.
Cool. So before going that, I'll just show a glimpse of the application. Uh, so this is the basic landing page that I had in mind, like with few stats and a leaderboard. So leaderboard is nothing but where all the user group members and we show their contributions here. Uh, so for example, myself and I have made two submissions so far, like two challenges that I have submitted, and one got approved and I got like say 1,000 points, and one is in still pending state. And this stats it just combines all the user that we have in this particular user group, and how many, like some total submissions and users and points, and how many events that we are have currently running. So these are like few of yep, yeah, this is the events page that what I was talking about. And yep, maybe I'll do it myself actually instead of a diagram.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah.
So there are like two types of users, like normally as and in an application, like the normal users and the admin ones. So what I'm showing you is admin. So this dashboard plus few things will not be available for the normal users, but it's totally fine. I'll show you. I'll tell what it's not available. So this is the landing page of the site. So where it lists the leaderboard plus all the user submissions and who is topping it, and with the available points and how many submissions that the user has done. And all, if we expand this, and there will be like each individual details of what the submission that user has made with few details and URLs for the submissions, like you can just directly see the user submissions from here. And also we do have a profile view for all the users, so where we can just see few stat, like the user like his GitHub account, LinkedIn, and what all the submissions that he had made so far. And the same thing which we saw in the leaderboard, plus the redemptions that, like say for example, if he has redeemed any of uh, the credits or voucher from the store, and you can see it here. It's just basic, it's like an auditing of what the user has done so far, and it's just a basic info for him. uh, Next one is like, I just want to go briefly on this events. So, for example, this is focused on the events that we have in Madurai. So, Skill Sprint is a new event that we have started 2 months before. So, this event, what Skill Sprint is like, it will have like one or two virtual sessions on, and it will be on a monthly basis, and we'll select a theme, and based on the theme, we'll have one or two sessions, and the end of the, and we'll run a challenge, and this challenge will go on for the month, and the users. It will be based on the sessions that which we have conducted earlier, and it will be a small problem statement which the users can, the participants can take in, and they can use their own creativity and to solve the challenge, and they can submit it back to us, and we'll evaluate it, and we'll again recognize the top submission made for this particular challenge. So basically, virtual event is the normal virtual session which we conduct on monthly basis, like the single session without any challenge and all. So and this has both live events and past events. So so for example, right, if I want to create a new event, I just have to give in some few details which we used to have it, and we used to give it to Meetup, the event title and the descriptions that which we wanted to show, plus when it is happening and is it live, and some tags to group it, and the URL. And the I face some issue here, like to integrate it with Meetup, to use Meetup, right? Like we have programmatically, we need to have an client actually. Like even if you have Meetup Pro, it comes with an approval basis, and I couldn't get it on time. So as of now, it's URL, but the plan is to have it like completely automated, and it's doable, and it will be done in like once I get the approval. So this is like few of the details which we'll be giving to create a meet, and the post. If you have poster, and say for example, if you're streaming it in YouTube, we can give the link also. Plus, for example, if we want to share some resources with the participants, we can also add it here. And if we just create an event, so we'll have it here. So it will be coming under the live events. And if we see virtual events, so this is just a simple event that we conducted for the reInvent recap, like 6 months before, and like it just shows here like what events are currently running, with all the like same as Meetup, how we show the event details there, and with the resources and the time to register and all. And same for Skill Sprint. So Skill Sprint is also like the same event type, but there the multiple sessions that we are calling it as checkpoints. So you can create multiple checkpoints with different types of sessions actually. So for example, one session may be an introduction to serverless, and another section may be like an intermediate to advanced deep dive on serverless, with two different sessions and same resources and all. So I'll show you how that looks. So here, say for example, the DevOps month that we conducted on May. So we had two sessions, one planned on getting started with CLI and SDK. So we had Keith Wasan joining us, and so all these event details that you can have it here. And the next one is on the uh, SDK, like really building an application with using SDK, and we have it here. And so these are the two events that we conducted for this skill sprint, and we also had a hands-on challenge running ran for that month. And, so here you can see. So this is a form like the users can come here and they can just submit it here. So this is a challenge form which will be shown to the users, and they can submit it here. So this is what I was talking about, the hands-on challenge, and this is now currently tied to the skill sprint, but this is also an add-on component which we can add to the virtual events as well, where if any of this like a campaign or a program that you're running, and if you need something from participants, you can do it here, and all the resources that you can list down here. So this event page will be a single uh, page where they can get all this info about even the multiple events which are happening part of an single month. So this is just to group events, and also to take on the hard part of like we doing it manually. Like say for example, we have to create, at least say for this development, we have to create two individual sessions in Meetup, and we have to create a form and run these events, and similarly we have to do posting on socials as well. So my idea is to automate these basic things which all the organizers they do when they're trying to create an event. And this will also have a nice place like to see all the events which we have conducted, and we are what is live and what is past, and with some stats like all resources that users can just come in here instead of surfing Meetup or LinkedIn to find some resources or something. So this will be like a single point stop where they can get all the information about all the events that the user group is conducting, live or past.
Awesome. Quick question, Poobalan. You were talking about that's coming up, right? So if that is done, you can also meetups already scheduled on Meetup, and the readers rather than organizers creating.
Sorry, can you repeat it?
Your line is broken, kind of breaking, Zach. Sorry.
Okay, so I was asking if Meetup integration.
Okay, you're asking about how we can integrate it with Meetup and other social media platforms?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So the last part?
If can we get the Meetup that's already been created as an event itself rather than creating here?
Okay, got it. You want to do it in Meetup and it should automatically appear here, like instead of doing it here. That's what you're asking?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, we can do that as well. Like it's up to us where we want the first step to be taking place. Either it can be Meetup, it can be here. Yeah, we can do that. It's possible with the APIs that Meetup is providing, right? Like we can do that, and we can maybe have an event. Like whenever a new event is posted on a user group, maybe we can have it to be appearing here and maybe taking care of like posting it in socials and all. Like it's possible actually. And actually, I didn't try it out, but I was going through the docs of Meetup API, and the APIs are available to do let us know and all. So I think it's doable, and maybe I'll give it a try, and maybe if I'm able to do it, maybe I'll share a blog or something like how I did.
Thank you, Poobalan. That was my other question. Like, I'm not a Meetup expert, but I know they have APIs available.
Yes.
So you think you need to get a pro version to do those things, or else?
Yes, you need a Meetup Pro subscription. Or even if you have Pro, to use APIs, you need again to create an app kind of a thing, say for example explaining them what is my use case and how I'm going to using it and in which application I'm going to using it, and basically
Oh,
it's
you're
a
submitting.
request approval process actually. So we'll raise the request,
Oh,
if
okay,
they
okay.
approve it, and maybe then we'll get a client ID, and with that we'll be able to interact with Meetup APIs.
Cool. So we have a question from my very good friend, and he's a community builder and a user group leader from Auckland, New Zealand, AWS Tools and Programming, Geetika. So he's asking, is this multi-tenanted? I mean, can you manage multiple users groups using this, or you need separate deployments for each user groups?
As of now, it's just focused on AWS user group Madurai, but the future enhancement is to make it generic where all user groups can adopt it, and uh, maybe I'm not sure on how we are going to deploy it. Like for example, say if 10 user groups are using the same application, I think it will be better if it's like deployed separately and
Yes.
managed.
Yes. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yep. You can continue.
Cool. So next is just some peek of what the store has. So I didn't have much thing, but it's just an credits and vouchers. Like say for example, right? We say these users get points and they can redeem it to get something. So 1 hour, like for each thing. So for example, if you have around 500 points, you can just redeem with. You can just click on redeem here, and we'll be sending an email, something like this with all the details of like your voucher code and all. So basically this is this, but even here there is a challenge, like say for example we are shipping something which is physical, like an tea or something that needs a separate process, and I didn't think much on it now, but it will be there, and maybe we can that's a different complete different thing of how to handle physical items to handle it in store. So as of now it's like only digital assets and like the user coupons and vouchers that which are supported now, but more we can integrate it. So the last piece of this app is like the dashboard, which I was talking about, that the admins can use to manage all the submissions and things which they can do. So I have like a simple submissions that I have made here. So for example, like say if 10 people have submitted submissions for different types of challenges, like all the 10 will be appearing here, and the admin, like who are the admin users or admins for this user group, they can just go review. Like it will have basic details of what the submission is and from who is it, like when did they submit, and even if they can just go and view it. So I was talking about the AI part, right, where I have integrated AI to just give some glance of what the submission is about to the organizers, so that they get some idea before actually going and checking the submission. So there's a few metrics which like I thought it will be good if we have it for a submission, like how relevant is it for the challenge that we are running, and what is the quality and originality of this content, plus some summary of what this blog or the video is saying about. So if you say, for example, this blog is saying the best DevOps practices using AWS services, and it is covering some concepts like how we use AWS tools, lifecycle, and benefits. So this is just some summary, and which will help the organizer before actually viewing the submission, like saying it'll give him an idea of this is what I can expect from this blog, and he can just go directly. And maybe it helps us in, like say for example, right, not everyone will be like an equally expert in, like say for DevOps or serverless or machine learning, so they can actually, like we can introduce more metadata tags, like even we can tag some missions and all, and the corresponding Spock can just review it and approve it. So points, and this is like the feedback if you have something, and points like some other stats for the submissions. And if once we save it, like it reflects either we can approve it or reject it. And if it got approved, it will just give them the points, and it will be going into the user leaderboard and the profile and all. If it is rejected, we won't award them points, and it's like the normal process that we have for a normal application. And for credits and vouchers, I just had it now. Like how I'm managing is like we'll just have it in a CSV file, and if we upload it, so it will be just be we'll have it in the database, and just some stats for the organizer, like how many available credits that we have and how much of it is redeemed, and the total credits that we have used so far. So this is like the basic admin operations that I had it here. Even the events that the only admin can create and edit an event. So next one is I just wanted to talk about, like, this is like the working of an application, like how this application works. So I just want to just show how it's actually implemented in a serverless way. So before going to that, I just wanted to highlight what are the services that I have used: Lambda, step functions, and a S3 bucket, SES, SQS, Bedrock, IAM, DynamoDB, SAM. So these are few of the services which I have used in background to power this application. So I just want to highlight, so this Lambda being the core compute engine for this particular application. So whatever processing and the business logic in the sense, whatever logic that we are handling in the back end, it's completely in Lambda functions, and I don't have any servers or something running up which is handling all those things. So I just group my Lambda functions into like 5 services, like how we do it in like traditional microservice way. It's not a single monolith Lambda, it's like group of Lambdas. I just grouped it from my better understanding to say these set of Lambdas, they perform this user only operations, and these take care of events, and these take care of submissions. So like in this, like I have 5 divisions, like 5 categories, I would say. One is for handling user operations and user complete user. Another one is for complete event, and another one is for like complete submission, like handling user submissions and all those AI integration things and all. And one is for the file service. So as of now, the user, he'll be uploading the blog or the video content that which he had uh, created to us, and it will be like securely uploaded to S3. And even for the process and all, it's completely in S3. And for the rewards and redemption, it's a different service. So yeah, this is the architecture which I had like for the current setup. It's still work in progress, and still there can be better improvements that can be made to this current setup. But this is what I have it currently now. So I'll just go here to show it better. Uh, yep, I can see you guys can see my screen.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, as I said, I was using Cognito to handle all the authentication part. So even here, I had an idea of integrating Meetup if I had the access. Like,
Sorry, Poobalan, sorry for jumping in. Can you zoom it a little bit more?
sure. Okay, this guy is not getting zoomed. Is it better now or it's not?
Maybe you can zoom it through the browser. Nice.
Yeah.
I think it didn't.
It didn't zoom, but if it's
Browser.
possible to just
I
have
don't-
the zoom, then it's better. Because
It's the image, right?
yeah,
If you right click the image and open in a new tab, only the image, maybe we can zoom from there. Nice.
Yeah, I did this, but the it was
Yeah, it's all right.
correct. But anyway, this core components we can see it here.
Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, Cognito is completely handling the user authentication and managing the user access permission, like who is admin and all, and an API gateway sits in front of all those things. So whatever the user interactions that we have in this application, it's completely an API gateway URL, and which in backend it will trigger a Lambda function. So these are the 5 services which handles the logic for the respective pages, I would say. Yep. So totally, I had around like 20 plus Lambda functions handling different logics. So I won't go over each and every one of them. It's like basic thread operations and with some extra logic which handles the user workflow. But I just wanted to highlight few parts where I just did explore other options instead of doing it in Lambda. One such part will be like handling the user submission. You know, right? Like the users can submit different types of content, like it can be blog, a video, and we can't have a single Lambda function doing the processing of like same and blog or video content and something like that. So there, I just thought of like having the workflow in step function, so which makes more sense to handle this particular application logic. I think it should be visible. Yeah. So my this is fine, right?
Yep, that looks good. Yeah.
Still, this is not a complete workflow, because since we know Lambda has an time limit of 15 minutes, and even AI, calling the AI APIs, it takes some time depending on the content and the context which we are passing to it. So whenever a user is trying to save something, so there is a choice, right? So based on this particular property, we just separate it whether it's a video or a blog or something else. So for now, I had it as video and blog. So if it is a blog, so this will take care of completely getting the content and extracting the context out of it. So in the end, it will be like a bunch of text which will be sending it to the LLM as a context to analyze it and give us some metrics in summary. So same goes for video tutorial. So this is not completed yet. So I thought of using AWS Transcribe, so which is an service where we can get the transcriptions for a video and audio. So so for all the video tutorials or video submissions which the users make, so I just wanted to it's like separating it both, and they'll be passing it to the Lambda function, this analyze content. So this will be sending it these context to the Bedrock API with few prompts, so which will analyze the content, and it will give us the metrics which we saw earlier in the dashboard with some summaries. And if it is successfully able to retrieve something from the Lambda, from the Bedrock, so we'll update it with the DB, and that's like the usual flow. So I just still want to improvise here in this three steps. Like still, I didn't experiment it with a much bigger video or a much bigger blog, saying if I am getting timed out, or if there are any other rate limits that I'm just getting it from the API side. So I just want it to be more complaint, like, so it should not stop in between, just in between processing. So it's still in work in progress, and I just want to complete this. But this is how it is now. So now the blog post will be processed by a Lambda function, and the content will be sent to another function. And yes, if you're getting successfully, and we're just separating it and we are just displaying it there. So this is just a simple step function workflow. Where I thought step function makes more sense instead of having a single Lambda function doing this. So now going over the architecture, as I said, we have integrated email services and all. And so I was using SES, simple email service, to send the emails. So whenever an user is redeeming something from the store, it sends a message to a queue, which will again trigger a Lambda function, which will send the email to the users. And I had like 5 different DynamoDB tables to store like the user data, like what submissions is doing for events, submissions, and like 5 different services and 5 different tables for it. And I had a bucket to store all the assets, like all the files which we are getting uploaded to this site. So all these are stored in an S3 bucket. So this is like the simple high level architecture of what my application is built on top of. So mostly Lambda being the compute service for this application, and supported by a few other serverless services for sending mails, handling database queries, and user authentication and all. So back to my slide. Yep. So I just want to sum it up. Like as I said earlier, like this slide just sums it up what I was talking about now, how different services and different parts of the services are being used in this application, like right from like how gateway, S3, step functions, and even the Bedrock, and all these parts. So I just want to talk about the security and scalability stuff. So as I told, I was using SAM template, and all these Lambda functions they are it has only the roles which, say for example, if a Lambda function has only to interact with DynamoDB, it has only the specific role and nothing else. And since it's a serverless architecture, so it can scale as the platform grows, and there is very less likely chance that we might get scaling issues and all.
So Poobalan, so we have a question actually related to security.
Okay.
So Mohammed asking what security that can be handled it and best practices. So I think
Mhm.
go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, I mean, in AWS perspective, like say for example, when we are integrating it with an application, like how do we secure it? In
Yeah, I think you have covered the access controls. I think maybe he's asking maybe about like a WAF configurations, like the front of the API and
firewalls and all those.
yeah, firewalls. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
normally, as far
security.
as I have seen, yeah.
Go on, Pearl. Go on.
I'll just say my perspective here. Like I didn't explore much on the security part, but I'll just tell what I know as part of it. Like we just have CloudFront sitting in front of a web application, like standing as the caching layer. Then we have this WAF, and for authentication paths we use Cognito to handle. Again, there are like different types of authentication that which you can do, like OAuth or Jot, or even with different identity providers like Google and all those things. So it depends on the use case. Like for example, now all platforms they support all identity providers and even the user email authentication, and even WAF also stands in front of this. And I think it's
Yeah. So you mean you already have a web front of the your web application, right?
yes.
So I think that covers most of the security part. Yeah.
Yeah.
From from any threats, and internally you have securing using all the RBAC access for your DynamoDB tables from yeah, that should be fine, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, security comes in layers, especially when you talk about serverless, because multiple services. Where
Mhm.
CloudFront, of course, you have enabled even for APIs. You could have WAF enabled. You could get into since you're already using Cognito, you could also have Cognito authenticate your APIs. You could do a lot of things, but I mean, instead of just over engineering, yes, you could do enable a lot of security checkpoints in the complete architecture. But what's really best and what really works, I guess you went with WAF and Cognito and the least privileges way with the IAM role. So that should be good.
Yes.
I hope
And
Mohammed was able to get his answer.
yes.
Do you have other questions? We can wait for them. Fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is the last slide that I have. Like, what are all the future things that I wanted to integrate in this application? The first part is like, as I told, I just badly want to integrate meetup integration with this application. So, and also the social media integration. Even I was going through all the social media integrated third-party apps that which we have now. Like, say for example, there are few apps which you can use to like do posts in all social media platforms, right, from Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, different types of platforms. And if say I was just exploring like can we use something like that, like a single platform which does all which connects us to all the other social media accounts, or we should handle it like individually, like say for example we should handle Twitter, LinkedIn and Facebook like all by ourselves. So it's still an exploring part, like how best I can integrate this social media integration with our app. And the next one is like, as I told, the blog and video content processing. So like say for example I was just exploring on dev.to, like is there any way just to get the blogs which people write on from there. And say for example now MCP is a hot topic and we were discussing it earlier. And I just found out that dev.to has one MCP server. And say for example if we are successfully integrating it with our application, then maybe say for example all the blogs which the users are submitting in dev.to, without even have to submitting the physical copy of it, we can just directly get it from there and we can do the processing on top of it all. Same goes for YouTube. I just want to complete that part with the transcribe. I don't know how efficiently we can retrieve the captions from YouTube. There is automatic generated captions from YouTube, but I don't know how close it is to the user voice. The next one is like few advanced things which we can explore on AI, like this plagiarism and all those stuffs and all. And next one is like to add more analytics, like make the dashboard more uh, like engaging like with more metrics and trends, like what people are working currently this month, and how many of them are working in, and how many are like actively contributing to these, and like it's extra metrics that which can add more it's like an add-on to this application kind of a thing. Other thing is, like, if possible we can add like in real-time chat integration, like how do we have it in like in different platforms, like say one specific for each user group or for this particular community, where users can post in communications, like again same user real-time chat things. And like we had it like we had gamification introduced now with rewards and recognition, like the reward points, but we can bring more in it, like we can give badges, achievements, and all those stuffs, like say the users actively participating for like 6 months, we give them a badge. Like how do we have it in different sites, right? So it's like simple acknowledgements that we can give for users, like to show his contributions to this community. And the other part which I was focusing on, right, like to make it generic, like say it should be easily adaptable by all user groups without having much of an hurdle. Like it should be like configurable, like plug and play kind of a thing. And yeah, that's pretty much of what I just wanted to work on enhancing this application like in future. Still yeah, but I just want to give some like once I have the basic complete prototype which I have it ready, I just want to give it to some user people who are actively involving with community, get some suggestions, and maybe also improve on that as well. So yep, thank you. So this.
Thank you, Poobalan. So the last comment you mentioned, adding to that,
Mhm.
we have a question. Are you planning to open source this?
It's already, that's what I would say. I didn't have any license or something for this. If you want to take it and maybe do something of your own, you can just do it. It's in my GitHub link. I can just give you that. So there is
You
I don't have
can
any issue with this actually. Yeah. Anyway, the goal is to make it generic, and we want people to take it and adopt it, right? So yes.
you can drop the GitHub repo link, Poobalan, and I can
Yeah.
share it up.
And also, Poobalan, do you know that there is a place that in user group, a public GitHub repo that you can publish this one, so other user groups can get used about this?
I don't know that. I mean, the central repository that which we have, but
Okay.
yeah, I can do that.
We can help you. So Maria gonna love this. Yes.
It's like this is more of what challenges that I have faced from managing my user group. Different user group organizers might have different problems, and it will be like very good to have something in common which solves everyone's problem. And I mean, if I can somehow make it like at least one of few user groups can take it and use it, it will be like a big win for me. At least if we start using it, it's a big win for me. And I'm just working on it to make it like up and running and have people use it.
Yeah, I think Geetika is also excited to try it out when it's coming out. So yeah, he says awesome work and thanks for sharing it with the community.
Yes. So New Zealand user group's going to adopt this.
Yes, I would love to do that.
Awesome, Poobalan. Thanks again for building this amazing project. I know you did take up serverless as a challenge, but really a good problem statement to solve, right? Because today, a lot of us, like when I say us, I speak for majority of the user group leaders, because it's really hard to manage these things and track a lot of things. So building this whole project is really great, and thank you for doing it. I don't see any other questions in the chat, but Zach, you have any questions around the project itself or anything? Yes.
No, I mean, like Geetika mentioned, it's awesome work. Like giving back to community is amazing, right? Like this is what I love to see. Like other community members helping each and everyone. Like, for example, so when we started our community day in New Zealand for the first time, Singapore user group helped us with their website and all the assets, and And this year, a user group Bangalore helped us with all the assets and designs and everything. So, and even the Japan user group. So, user groups are amazing, like helping each other. So that's the power of community, right? Yeah. And thank you again, Poobalan. Like amazing work, man. Really impressed.
Thank you so much, Zach, for
Awesome. Yeah, would love to see this in action. Probably the future enhancements, the thing that you were mentioning, with
yeah.
be it with the meetup integrations or more things on transcribe and bedrock integrations. Would love to see it, and of course, Bangalore user group, we're going to try that out. So yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, I think somebody just discovered it and they say it's really awesome. So again, thanks, Poobalan.
Uh, thank you so much. And it was very. I mean, when I started this, right, like I didn't know that I'll be able to do something like this, but in a 3 week time, I was able to learn so much thing, and like I felt it was good to do at least like in this short amount of time without like knowing these things before. But yeah, it's I really enjoyed this process, like apart from anything else, and personally, it really helped me and like expanding my knowledge on how things are working now, like how people are using serverless and how we can see it as an alternative and where we can use it, like even like to make the decision, right, like whether this particular use case or an app needs to be in serverless or in microservice, like so all those things are there, and it's really exciting to see and read like how people are implementing these in their day-to-day applications. And it's like I was literally like very excited, and I was just then every day I was reading something new on these things, and it's like really keeping me excited and making me to learn more and more.
How was that 3 week of learning serverless?
Yeah, it was good actually, like multiple blogs and some videos like that helped me, and even like serverless terminal, I'm a subscriber to your newsletter, and even yeah, also the previous podcast you had with Brian, like right, like on automating things, and I was actually watching that, and it's like back month ago, and really liked it, that session that Brian was like how he was talking, and like I really enjoyed that session. And even that like it's really kind of sparkled me how we can use the technologies that we have in front of us, and how we can efficiently like create apps, and even the learning process, right, like we have these LLMs available readily for us to ask any questions that we have. So it's like really good. And
Yeah, I just dropped the podcast link that we did with Brian because you got it as an inspiration. So let's inspire somebody else as well.
yes.
So, Poobalan,
Mhm.
I know you used a lot of EC tools built with Java. What was that one challenge that you had with serverless?
First thing, right, like I, so for example, right, in microservices, we know we do design it before actually implementing it, right? Like we do have this controller and we have this service which handles all this logic. So that's how I just segregated, or like say split my Lambda functions, like as I was saying, how I put it in a single service. But I don't know, is that a correct way to do something in serverless, like, or how do we do that? Like, I mean, uh, I just didn't have time to explore on it much, but I just did it like that. But still, I just didn't have the proper complete understanding of the best design patterns that we should follow when we are like doing something in serverless, and what are the other applications, like even for this DynamoDB thing, right, like like even Jones suggests me to use, like, try an alternative for using AppSync, like there are many alternatives, and like trying it out and all those things, right, like I haven't used it before, but so I just want to try it out everything, and just I don't know whether there is any place where it just combines everything and says, like, if you want to do this, like use these services in combination, which helps you to achieve this thing. So I mean, maybe I'm new to this, I'm just searching it, and maybe ongoing I'll learn all these things. But yeah, but finding things like the correct things and all, like, but it didn't take me much time, but yeah, I mean, I didn't know that was correct, but still I was going through this official documentation from AWS, and all the YouTube videos that AWS posts, and from the heroes and community builders who create content around serverless. So that all helped me to come into some picture which I thought it's correct, and I just implemented it. But still, I just want some people like maybe Jones, Zach, you guys can just help me like to evaluate it and say whether I did it correctly, or is there like a room for an implement like improvisation, and maybe where I can just avoid few things, where I can just add few things, and maybe I just overcomplicated it and all. Like it's just that I didn't know whether it's correct or not. But yeah, I'm just open to suggestions for that, right, from people to.
That's a really good quality, right? Like it's not everyone is okay to get like or give a good feedback. Like you say, like Poobalan, you did good, and to receive it, right? It's very hard to get not a bad feedback, constructive feedback, right? Poobalan, you could have done this better.
Yes.
Even I used to give constructive feedback on LinkedIn when I see something. Okay, let's say someone is talking about Kubernetes or EKS, right? That's my sweet spot. So I try to explain things in a good way, like to not to offend the person, and explain it like, okay, maybe this is good actually, but you could have done this better, and these are the links, go and check. But same time, same thing, even I write blog articles, right? And even this podcast, people can come and comment, Zach, you could have talked like this or better, or your blog, okay, this is something wrong, and can you this is the right way to do it. So I'm willing to learn. So that's a really good quality. And the other thing is, I really like you mentioned when you started this, you didn't know that you could have done this better, or you're going to complete it. So I think it's a very good point that for all the community builders around the global, that first step matters. Even a couple of years ago, when I started Kubernetes, I didn't know like I gonna like Kubernetes. But yeah, I love Kubernetes now. Something like that, right? Zach gonna hate me about
Yeah.
Kubernetes. But we
But you're
have a
the
question
Kubernetes
from
captain, so go on.
yes. I have a Kubernetes hero. There's a question from Deepin. Oh,
We are clicking
sorry,
at the
John.
same time.
Same time says. How much would it cost to run for all AWS committee groups? Face blue smiling. I think that's an emoji.
Actual cost wise, I don't have any numbers in front of me, but it, being this application in serverless, right, I think it might cost lesser than maybe an application that which we have it running in EC2 all time. And yeah, and we're not going to use this application all the time, right? It's not like we're going to use it day to day. Like when an event is happening, or when I just want to know something, I'm just going to go to the application and find some info on it. And I feel like it should be lesser than the traditional EC2 application. That's what I feel, but
Yeah.
I didn't try it out. Maybe I'll try a comparison, like having same thing running in an EC2 and in a service with some tests.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
But
think
do that.
serverless, the beauty of it being pay as you go, right? Only when there's a request, there's a Lambda function gets invoked, and all the other components to your architecture, be it the step functions or even Bedrock, all of it, right? All of it will be executed only on your request. And if the request is happening, say, all the user groups also using it once per week, I don't think it's going to cost a heavy amount when comparing it with EC2s, right? So, yeah, that should be it. But in terms of the cost that you could incur, is the number of when you're talking about API gateway and WAF, you may have to look into it as well. When the Cognito users also is something that you have to be mindful of, because it's number of users that you get paid priced for on Cognito. But the rest of the piece of your architecture is pay as you go and pay when there's a request, right? So that should be fine.
But I would love to hear from you, Poobalan, like maybe within another month or two, like check your AWS bill and let us know. We can share with others, like especially Deepin was really interested to check the cost because cost matters. So maybe I'll bug you in another 1 month, maybe. Yeah.
I'm expecting.
Cool.
Well, hope you don't end up
Nice.
with a heavy bill.
Yes. For all these things, it didn't even cost me like a single dollar. It's all less than that. So I
So
can tell you
you
that.
mean it covers with the free monthly tier, the free tier.
Yes.
Wow.
See,
That's
that's
amazing.
serverless. That's service. That is serverless.
If you want to challenge, but I can't challenge. I'll challenge you later.
It's not even in my billing actually.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. I don't see any other questions, so I believe we are good. And of course, like Zach mentioned and Givika, and all of them, even I'm curious to see the project taking complete shape. So you need any help, we are all here to help you out. So you could definitely reach out. That said, and I've also dropped the link to your repo. So in case if anyone is looking at it, they can also look at the repo. They can recommend any changes or anything with the issues that they could raise, and that may also help you. So yes, I think there's some question with while building this prototype, did it cost further than expected? Like within the credit users get on AWS? I think you answered it for most part of it, that it was under the free tier. And yeah, I think John is also calling that out. Good to see you, John. And
Good to see you, John.
there's a
See you soon
spoiler alert.
again.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We're seeing John very soon.
Very soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Poobalan. And of course, I've repeated it multiple times. You can literally gauge my excitement for the project with just that, the number of times I'm repeating it. So yeah, see you soon. Probably we'll have you soon, where you can talk about the future enhancements as well. And with that, thank you all, and stay tuned for another episode. And we have a special guest who just made into the comment section, joining
Yes.
us.
And ending the session with a comment. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.